Austin at DB Services, and today I'm going to show you how to integrate Twilio into your FileMaker solution. This is going to enable you to send both SMS and MMS messages directly to your customers from FileMaker. So the first step of this process that you need to do is go to twilio.com and create an account. It's just going to ask you all the generic account setup type things: name, phone number, email, create a username and a password, all that stuff. Once that stuff is all taken care of, it will take you here to your account dashboard. So at the start, you are given $15 under this trial account. So the first thing that you're going to need to do with your brand new Twilio account is buy a phone number. So this is going to be the phone number that any text messages that you send are going to be coming from. So it's going to give you this big long list of phone numbers here. Pick whichever one you want. It's going to show you here how much that phone number is going to cost to keep per month. You just click that buy button on whichever one you want, and then that phone number will be good to use for the future. So I'll go ahead and go back to the account dashboard here and explain how verifying a phone number works. So at the start, when you first make a Twilio account, it's going to be this trial unverified. So the way this works is you can only send text messages to the Twilio virtual phone. So that is over here. Any text messages that you send at first will only be able to go to this location here. So if my phone number was not verified, this would be the only place that I could test my messages. Now, since this particular account for this demo is verified, I am not restricted to just this virtual phone. But just know at first, when you create a Twilio account, this is the only place that you will be able to test until you get that phone number verified. So I'll go ahead and go back to this screen here that kind of explains each one. Once you have your phone number verified, you are no longer constrained to just the virtual phone, and you can start to send out messages to real phone numbers. So normally, if I was still in this unverified section, there would be a button here that would take me to the page where you can fill out the form to get your phone number verified. But since this particular account is verified, that button's no longer here. But once you click this button, there's going to be a form that's basically going to ask for a couple details about your business, name, address, basic stuff like that. And then it's going to get into the use case for your Twilio integration. Basically, they just want to know like the general gist of what you are going to be using this for and how you are allowing your customers to opt in. So in order to comply with government regulations, Twilio has to know that anybody using their service to send out text to real life people, these people are voluntarily choosing to receive these text messages. So they want some form of consent, whether that be like a screenshot from your file, where maybe there's a checkbox where the customer has to check it in order to receive a text. Or maybe you send Twilio a copy of a written consent form where a customer can sign it and confirm that they are okay with receiving text messages. Any of that stuff will work. So once you submit this form, it will usually take a few days for Twilio to get back to you, and hopefully they will come back saying that your phone number has been verified. And then once it has been, you are all set to start sending out your phone number or sending out text messages to real life phone numbers. I'll go ahead and get into the actual demo file now. So this is our main screen here. This is going to be where we're going to fill out what phone number we want the message to go to. the message itself, and then the link to any images that you may want to add as well. Before we do that, though, we have to fill out the basic setup here. So you're going to need 3 things from the Twilio account before you can start sending out messages. That being your account SID, the auth token, and the phone number that you just purchased on your Twilio account. So those can be obtained here on the account dashboard. If you just scroll down, all these things will be listed here, and then you can just copy and paste them in. We have the Twilio username and Twilio password as well. These aren't required for messages to be sent, but it is just nice to have, so you can have all of your information stored in one place if you would ever need it for whatever reason. Once you have these 3 things filled out, you should be good to go to start sending things. So all we need to do here is type in a phone number and then a message. This is a text message from FileMaker. And then if you have an image that you want to send, you can copy over that image URL and put it in there. I have one pre-prepared that I'll go ahead and paste in. There we go. And then all you do is click the send text button here. And if it worked, it's going to say successfully sent text message. And there it is on my phone, just popped up. This is a text message from FileMaker, and an image was sent with it as well. I will go ahead and show what's going on under the hood. So all of the Twilio interaction is coming from this script here, send selected text. So the first thing that you need to do is grab those pieces of information from the Twilio website that we just pasted in just a moment ago. You need that account SID, the auth token, and the phone number from Twilio that the messages will be coming from. It's then going to grab the phone number it's going to, the message that is going to be sent out, any image, if there is one. In this particular case there was. We have some basic error trapping here, just making sure that somebody actually filled in the phone number they want it to go to, and that there is actually a message that exists, and we're not just attempting to send a message that's blank. I'll go ahead and show the structure of how the URL and the curl are set up. So you need to paste in the account SID and the auth token at these specified locations here. These pieces here are going to be the same for every call. These are just hard-coded in. And then you need to make sure you have this messages.json at the end, so it knows that it actually is going to send out a text message. So it will not work without it. That piece is very important. Next, I will go ahead and show the curl. So there are 3 pieces that need to be there every time, and the media URL is optional. So this is only relevant if you actually have an image that you want to send. This works completely fine if you had this media URL line taken out entirely. It just won't send any images. So you just need the body, the number it's coming from, and the number that it's going to. This dump header piece is not required either, but it is very helpful for error trapping and parsing the response that you get back from Twilio. So if you have any kind of API logging, this will be really helpful. and giving you a little bit more detail as to what's going on. So we plug in that URL and the curl in with our insert from URL script step, and then from there it's going to send out that text message. This is where that dump header comes into play down here. Since we have that in there, that enables us to use these HTTP response functions here to parse out our status code and our status message, which we will then use here, going to an API log table, grabbing all the different pieces of the response and putting them into their own fields, just so we can see what's going on with each message, whether it went through or whether it failed and why. And then at the very end, we just prompt the user saying either that the message failed or that the message went through. I'll go ahead and show the API log last. We have the response itself here. We have the status code, which is ripped from here. Status message also ripped from here. Or if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty details, that's listed in the result here. That covers just about everything. If you have any questions involving this Twilio integration or anything else related to your FileMaker solution, feel free to contact us here at DB Services, and we would love to help. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.